3 colors, just like the old New Capenna days. I got all 3 colors up front against a very large deck size. Are you afraid of coming up against a mill? Alright. I guess we'll start here. We've got a -2/-2 for them. If they have somebody... That one's tapped. We'll put you down. Field of Rune. Okay. And Underdog. Who is only human. So... the human can go away. And we still have time to do this. Ta-da! I'd imagine they're going to get their second black source. Yep. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's put down the Welcoming Vampire. Because if they stay, we get to draw a card. Okay, they're not going to get to stay. That's fine. So you have cut down. What else do you have? Bunch of lands. And now you can bring back your little tenacious underdog whenever you want, huh? Okay, let's do somebody with first strike then. Too big for cut down, so you need to have a different type of removal for that guy. How many colors do we have here? And is he skipping ahead to get his dog? No, he's going to go ahead and go in order. Well, I suppose I should just attack first. And we can exile this card. They can go look for removal. In a 250 card deck, they should be able to get whatever card they need. Looks like they're playing all 5 colors. Although they're heavy on the black. They're looking at Edgar. We're looking at both of them. Making a choice. They want to get rid of Florian more than Edgar. Maybe because just killing Edgar is not enough. Shigeki comes down again. Let's make us our vampire, flying vampire. A flying life-linking vampire. Powered by a creature that has protection from vampires. So he's a vampire with protection from vampires. Why not? Okay, are you going for the Dreadhound? That's the only thing in there, right? You're not going to bring back the underdog. Yeah. Here comes the Dreadhound. Only one creature. A couple of removals, right? That's good for me. Another one. I wonder if that's one he searched out, so he can have the second one. Congratulations, you did 1 point of damage. Okay, we've got the Midnight Assassin as our blocker. It's going to cost him 3 more life, which is cool. Cool for me, that is. They need to go find something to get rid of Edgar. But they do go down to 3, so maybe there's an opening here. Back up to 4. I think I need to use this card now, before I lose it. Before I lose one of my creatures. Okay, you got to search for a card you wanted, right? So what did you want? Vanquish. Okay, we can afford this now, so we'll do it now. And our choices are Florian, Welcoming Vampire. We'll take Markov. The demon dog is coming back, right? It's a good combo for white and black, right? Board wipe followed by a good timed Cruelty of Gix. Lost Invoke Despair, though. Gross. We need some help. Otherwise, we're going to die horribly. I'm not sure if that was the help we needed. Let's see. My turn. Mana value 3 or less. He's got only big stuff now. Sacrifice. This creature can't be blocked. And it's a vampire, so it gets +2. Ta-da! Vampire Tribal, ladies and gentlemen. You can do all the board wipes you want and all the 5 and 6 mana casting creatures you want. We will still beat you. And now I'll open up the deck and show you why. After we get a Balduvian Berserker. When he dies, deal damage equal to its power to any target. That's a good card. Because of the enlist mechanic specifically. Alright, Tribe Fangy. Everything, one way or another, has vampire in the name. In the name or in the effects, in the rule text. Okay, 60 cards. It's all red, white, and black. One Unholy Efficient. A nice little one drop. If we have a game that lasts long and we have 5 mana to spare, we can start adding counters onto it. 4 copies of Gift of Fangs. So we can always pump up our guys no matter who they are. Because even the Unholy Efficient is a vampire cleric. So we can always give everybody +2/+2, and as long as the opponent doesn't have a vampire, it's a removal spell. Circle of Confinement. This is kind of mostly in there to stop the swarms, but the cool thing about Circle of Confinement is when an opponent casts a vampire spell with the same name as a card, you gain 2 life. So if I go up in a mirror match against vampires, I might have the advantage with this card. I have 1 copy of Vampire Slayer too, that no matter how big the vampire is, if I get to deal damage to it, I can destroy the creature. 2 copies of Blood Tithe Harvester, very popular cards. You mostly used with the Fable card, right? Let me go punch that up real quick. Where are you not showing my card? There we go. Fable of the Mirror Breaker from Kamigawa. That's the one that's always coming with Blood Tithe Harvester. But I only have 1 of those, so I couldn't make a full deck. But I can make this deck. And this is a vampire, not a vampire cleric or anything like that, just a plain old vampire. Gives us a blood token. We got 1 copy of Hungry for More that gives us a little lifelink. We got 1 Vampire Socialite, so if we can cause them to lose life, we can pump up our vampires. We've got 3 copies of Wedding Invitation, which I wasn't sure if it would work. I'd heard bad things about it, but it just helped us cement a win just by making 1 vampire unblockable. So I'm keeping those in. 1 copy of Welcoming Vampire. Whenever 1 or more other creatures with power 2 or less enter the battlefield under your control, you get to draw a card. We got Catilda, which you might not normally think of including in a vampire deck, but she has vampires in the rules text. She's got protection from vampires. So on the off chance that one of these creatures of mine gets stolen, which could happen, you know, I've got 1 copy of Catilda in there that will maybe help offset things for me. We've got Midnight Assassin for flying and death touch. And part of the reason I have this, I have flying, lifelink, protection from vampires, and flying and death touch, is because we have 3 copies of Audric the Blood Cursed. Whenever he enters the battlefield, you create X blood tokens, where X is the number of the abilities among creatures you control. So, because I only have 2 Blood Tithe Harvesters, it gives me a limit on how many blood tokens. It's not necessarily a blood token deck, but if I have just a couple of creatures out that have 2 or 3 traits, you know, 2 or 3 mechanics listed, then I'll get that many more blood tokens, and suddenly Blood Tithe Harvester is really much more powerful. Okay, going back up, we have Vampire's Vengeance, deals 2 damage to each non-vampire creature, and you create a blood token, so that's my 3rd source of blood tokens. 4 copies of Markov Purifier, gives me plenty of lifelink right at the beginning of my end step. If I gained life, I can pay 2 to draw a card. Another draw card advantage, Florian, First Strike. At the end of post-combat, I can look at the top X cards in my library, where X is the total amount of life your opponent's lost this turn. So if Florian gets through and does 3 damage, I get to exile the top 3 cards. Well, look at the top 3 cards and exile 1 of them and play it. The rest of the cards go in the bottom of your library in random order. Now the problem is, you really don't want to play your land and tap all your land and then hit with Florian and then draw 3 cards and draw the absolute card that you needed the most and not be able to play, because you have to choose a card and that card's going to be exiled. So you're either going to exile the card that you wanted or you're going to throw it at the bottom of your library. So always try and attack first when you have Florian. You want to reverse those things. We have 1 copy of Bloodvial Purveyor. He's another double mechanic. He's got flying and trample. And a little overpowered. He's a 5/6 flyer for only 4 mana. It's kind of nice. And 2 copies of Edgar, Charmed Groom, the legendary vampire noble. And he transforms into an artifact, actually, his own coffin. And you get a bunch of white and black vampire creature tokens back with him. And then he transforms back. And 1 copy of Markov Waltzer, another double mechanic with flying and haste. At the beginning of combat on your turn, up to 2 target creatures you control each get +1 until the end of the turn. And 1 copy of Iganjo, and 1 copy of Takenuma, which I normally don't get to use, but I did this time, and it worked out great. Maybe I'm just learning how to be a better player. Anyway, that's Tribe Fangy for you. There's a couple different ways that you could construct Vampire Tribal. I've seen a lot of black and red, so I just wanted to splash in the white and have some fun. Because usually if there's black and white, they're usually not all vampires. It's usually not Vampire Tribal. So this way, it tickles my fancy to have white vampires in a tribal vampire deck. Starting with 4 mana. And we can cast a lot of stuff very quickly. Got my black source down now. We're creating a monk. Alright. We're not going to do anything to that. Jewel Thief. Jewel Thief goes away. You know what? You can go away now too. I got an extra one of those. Used up his treasure to do that. But only tossed away a land, but he did get a treasure out of it. Well, let's get rid of you. And how many of those do you have in your deck? Because we can keep doing that all day. Just like Captain America said. I can do this all day. Uh-oh, there's Besieger. That usually means I'm going to die. He's going to have like a 6/6 token. Why am I only getting lands? This is a little messed up at this point. So, hello? Really? You're going to give me 5 spells and 8 lands. And he gets 2 Besiegers. Well, this is all they gave me. This is why I need interaction in the deck. He's going to destroy Circle of Confinement, right? Yep. I think we're pretty much dead, folks. Wow. This is just a massacre. There. Take that. Another land. Good game. That was pretty gross. Yeah, it turns out when you do nothing but draw 7 lands, you lose. Who knew? Alright, so I guess we'll take that lesson with this particular deck configuration. If I get 4 lands, I'm just going to mulligan. Because that's too many lands. Maybe. Feast or famine. Hello, doggy. Did that wrong. I should have put down the welcoming vampire first. Oh, I guess bring him back. Nice play. And he gets to bring him back as the bigger cast type. That's good to know. Okay. I see you. Knowing that gives me some interesting deck ideas. If he's 7 and 3, can I work Circle of Confinement against him? If he can bring him back with the higher value, this should be able to work with the lower value. We're going to try it. Otherwise, this is not going to be fair. It doesn't let you target him. It treats it as the upper limit. Even though, with the spell like Undying Malice, you can bring him back as if you would cast him for the full cost. Oh, that's a little messed up. I'm dead. That's a decided advantage for using the new cards from the Brothers' War against the older cards in the current meta. And yet another reason I need to tweak my deck and have more interaction. Because I didn't really put much in the way of removal other than those circles. Because they fit the theme. But you can have a fun theme. It's interesting, the entire evening I played another deck. And I was coming up against almost nothing but small aggro. And now we get these big prototype cards. Here we go. This is more what I'm used to. They don't have anything to cast? Well, I, for a change, actually have a 1-drop in my deck. It is very unusual. Let's see if he gets zapped right away. I don't want to waste a Gift of Fangs to pump him up if they can kill him at instant speed. So you keep Gift of Fangs in reserve. Yeah. Used a Lightning Strike on him. I don't normally think of my 1-drops as being quite that dangerous, but whatever. Oh no. Already, gee whiz, already got him up above what Fangs can do to him. So, I guess we'll do this. Can he just pump him up? Yeah, he doesn't have a limit, does he? You can just make him like a 7 points of damage in one turn kind of thing. This is getting pretty bad. Okay, I need a second Gift of Fangs. Another round like that and I'll be dead. Okay, do I do this now? Yeah, I guess I have to do it now. So that means I have to use this like that. I have to do this on him. And I have to cast this card. And he still gets Draconic Destiny back. Must be nice. Yet another new card, right? Brothers War. Making sure that your existing cards feel weak and inadequate. I threw away a land, which is perfect for him. I feel like another lightning strike is headed my way. No. You're going to do nothing. Wow. Well, if we have two of those, we're going to use them. We're going to use at least one. Now you changed your mind. He did have the lightning strike, but he couldn't use it on Edgar. Nice. So the problem is now he can bring the Draconic Destiny back, right? I think I'm actually dead. 4, 5, and then 10. Oh, gee whiz. Isn't that in a deck where he doesn't have that many creatures? I usually have trouble with running a deck like that because I don't get my creatures up in enough in advance. And here he does just fine. What can we do? He's not going to have haste. It's not going to be enough. He's got us. He's got us just a couple of creatures and flying. That was enough. He's got to do it manually. None of my circles of confinement came up. But he got exactly what he needed, didn't he? It's not like I don't have removal, but even mono red now can scale up their creatures in a way that they weren't able to do before. So they have changed the game yet again. Noted and logged. Go away. And they got a blast zone. Already have a power plant worker. We'll act like we're afraid and use a Ganjo on them. Slagstone Refinery. Should have pumped them up instead. Gets a token out of it at least. He's not afraid to block. Ugh. Hmm. Seen a Johnny in a
Join
while.
us peacefully. We need not fight. Join us in perfect harmony.
Weird choices, weird choices.
Death is but a momentary failure of flesh.
Can only activate that as a sorcery. That was a misclick. That was a misclick. That's who we meant to go after. Okay. Still gonna lose him. Draw the card. Come on. You gonna put a token on your blast zone? Oh, good. Let's see. For that's 3 with mana value equal. So if that's 3, and I just put down a 2-drop. We see if he's going to let it survive. He's at 20, so he's got some time to wait if he wants to. In the meantime, I feel like we have too many lands. And we already used up... Get another land, great. We already used up both of our Blood Tithe Harvesters, so we don't need to necessarily save them for anything else. Ouch! That's a 10-10. Okay, so bring that down. Make you an 8/8. And we'll get rid of the land. And we just get more land, okay? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, he can still use the blast zone and get rid of the purifier and have an 8/8 attacker, right? But he can do it at instant speed. So let's just do... Actually, we're not even going to do a chump block. He's got trample. We're just going to take the 8. Because we can do 9. Okay, never mind. He can do 10. Must be nice. Use your blast zone now. There you go. Oh, he just added one on. 7, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 points of damage. That's nice. Okay, and now his blast zone is beyond my 3-drops. He can take out the Blood Vial Purveyor, but that's in the Markov Waltzer. So would that make it a 15? Yeah, it'd make it a 15-15? Okay. Can't stop the flyers. All right. What can we do here? Oh, it only does 2. I have messed up on that. I messed up on that big time. But that'd be 25 and he doesn't have vigilance. Oh, he has removal. Ah, shoot. That still works. Whew. That was tough. That is nice. So close. That was a nice little top deck. Brothers War is getting frightening. 25 points in one turn. Alright, we'll show you the deck again. And maybe it doesn't have enough removal at the larger scale, so I will need to tweak it a little bit if I want it to be more competitive. But literally my whole day was against small aggro, so that works against mana value 3 or less. That works against anything with 2/2s. This works against anything with 2/2s. So I got 12 removals actually, which you think might be enough, and it would be if I was just facing the small critters. And of course, as soon as I put this together, the Magic the Gathering artificial intelligence algorithm goes out and detects that I can only handle 2/2s, and it goes up and gives me somebody who can create a 15/15, because that sounds fair to Magic. Thank you, Wizards of the Coast, for making your algorithm so insidious. In the meantime, it's still a fun deck to play. I haven't done a Vampire Tribal deck before, so how would we tweak this? Let's look at... I've got 20 creatures, which is not a lot, so I don't really want to remove any creatures. The average is 2.5, which isn't bad. I got the right number of lands for 24. So I guess I would have to sacrifice a little bit of my theme. I'm keeping Hungry for More for sure. I'm keeping the Wedding Invitation. Keeping Vampire. Keeping all the creatures. So Vampire's Vengeance maybe has to go away a little bit. And what else? That's really all I want. Most of the rest is creatures, right? So I might take out 2 of the Vampire's Vengeance for the board wipes, for the little 2/2 swarms, and risk that I'd end up facing the swarms more often. Maybe we'll do 1 Vampire's Vengeance. We'll do this real time so you can see. We'll get rid of 1 Gift of Fangs, and then we're going to go back and we're going to get 1 board wipe by invitation only, and we're going to go look for a little exile card for black. And should we just do Eaten Alive? I feel like I don't have anything against Planeswalkers, so Planeswalker. Exile Planeswalker. Overwhelming Remorse. It's a Brothers War card. Yeah. That'll work. Alright, we're going to go do one more match with the tweaks. And we're going to see if we come up against aggro all of a sudden, because we just took out our 2 of our aggro board wipes. Well, 1 aggro board wipe and 1 -2. Or we'll see if they stick us against these big 10-10, 15-15 creatures again. Are you making sure to take time to find an opponent who can defeat our newly configured deck? Sometimes I've noticed you put a new card in and it's the first card you draw in your opening round the next match. Okay, that's a little bit too long. I think this just means they're going to automatically open us up on a draw now. Well, I was planning to show you guys one more match. I guess if it doesn't find us anything... Oh, wait. Yeah, it's an auto draw. Come on, get us through it. Why did it do that? Is that because I replaced 2 cards? Okay, we're going to try one more time. I wish the game engine was just a little more stable. Like that. That would be nice. It was like that more often. I could do with 2 fewer crashes per day. Look, we added by invitation only and we got it. One of the 2 new cards that we added. Okay, newer card, Misery Shadow. We're going to lose, if we lose a creature, it gets exiled. Which makes our legendary black land a little bit less useful. And a Morbid Opportunist already. And why do I feel like they probably have removal? You can +1 for only 1? What the heck? And that's colorless. He could make himself a 6/6? That's disgusting. Okay, he's got to die. He's got to die immediately. Okay, get rid of those 2. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Remove a menace. Reveal their hand. Got a nice little ninjutsu deck with a Misery Shadow thrown in. So, we're probably going to lose our board wipe. Before we even had enough mana to cast it. Really? Interesting choice. Okay, you didn't really leave me much choice. Maybe you figured Wedding Invitation in a land was nothing compared to refilling his hand. You might be right. Another land. Okay, I can see how this round's gonna go. Yeah. Things are not looking good, sports fans. 9 lands to 6 spells. Thanks a lot, Magic. Way to shuffle the deck. Removal that he doesn't need right now. It's a lot of time to spend thinking. I'm expecting some ninjutsu trickery here. There we go. Lifelink, because he didn't have nearly enough. Last we got at least a spell we can use. Okay, your job is to put a bunch of tutus all at once. Instead, it's a Lear. Alright, gets all his removal back. There's my third wedding invitation. So it replaces itself. Circle of Companion is useless. Let's go ahead and get rid of a land. And get another land! Because that's all that things are good for. Mine is an instant, so I guess I could wait another turn and see if he puts anything else out. Are we pausing to do another ninjutsu trick here? Oh. Thank you. Oh, it's a 4/3. Oh, no, wait. Do this now. It kills the Fur Master, takes the Ambusher back down to 2, kills them both. Shouldn't have done your little trick. He already had another Infernal Grasp ready. So we really need our removal spell so that our creatures will survive, because he's got 3 removal spells now. And we basically used up our regular draw engine. Nothing better to do with our mana. Alright, there goes one removal spell. Let's get rid of another land. Because we needed another land, right? Blood token to cycle the lands in your deck. Thank you, Wizards of the Coast. I'm having a new problem. My last deck was Conniving Bypass. And Yeah, I flooded out with land horribly on that one, and I'm not used to doing that. I'm used to penny pinching my lands and not getting the land that I want. Instead, when I have a way to cycle through my deck, it makes sure to give me extra lands. So I'm only up about 3 lands on them. But those 3 lands are precisely why I'm behind, because I needed an actual spell. Is he afraid to come over and hit me in the face? Come on over. You can do it. It's okay. No one's gonna hurt you. If I could just get a life linker down that would stay, we could reasonably survive for 3 or 4 more turns. Well, what's left? Lost some good stuff already. Actually, about half of what's left should be creatures, since we've gone through so many lands already. Am I going to win by default? Okay, remind me next time Wizards does a survey, we need to tell them to have another format that's content creator format, so that you know when you go into those battles that people are taping things for YouTube, for exciting content for other fans of Magic the Gathering. And if you're going to go join the YouTube format, you can't be roping people like this. I don't feel like he should have done that. Maybe something happened in the real world that took him away. That was not a fair test of our new deck. Oh well, we'll have to leave it there. That's our time for the day, ladies and gentlemen. We'll show you Tribe Fangy one more time. Our new and improved Tribe Fangy, where we already got to use by invitation only. And we were looking for Overwhelming Remorse. And we might tweak it some more as we go along. Maybe get one of the search spells in here, like Gix, right? Let's go search for the black spells only. There we go. Cruelty of Gix, maybe. It's not a vampire spell, but, you know, we could go use the second ability and go search for, you know, something more fitting. Like by invitation only we could go search for. We could go search for Overwhelming Remorse specifically. Or if we were up against a bunch of... if we did go up against aggro and maybe by invitation only was overkill, we could just go search out of Vampire's Vengeance instead if that was more suitable. So we'll throw that in there. And maybe I'll hang around and test that some more. But not tonight. That's going to be it for now. And we'll say thanks for joining us. Remember to like and subscribe, and have a good one. Thanks.